we'll just see though. I gotta go back and talk with the team, see what makes the most sense. That's really all it boils down to. I'm very disciplined in the sport of boxing, in life in general. It's getting to that point, but if it makes sense, it makes sense. Numbers, I know when the numbers come out, the numbers did very well. The gate did very well. I proved that I'm a draw in the sport of boxing. I proved that the people want to see me. They come out, they support.
The same thing that we talked about we were going to do in the DMs before you picked Jermaine.
2026, we're doing it.
We need Dylan back. Promise?
Remember, you promised. You're the promoter.
Well, I got you. Listen, in the DMs, I got your word on it. All right, just stand on it. So look, handle that business, okay?
No, you know what I mean? You know, Devin's season. I just seen something the other day. Sean was saying it like, you know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he knew he wasn't even ready. You know what I mean? Devin out when he was 5-0, knowing he wasn't ready. So that season just.
Wait, did Keyshawn Davis just say he would knock Devin Haney out? Because after what happened at Madison Square Garden, this fight might be closer than anyone thinks. Watch this carefully. Keyshawn Davis didn't hold back at all when he spoke about Devin Haney during an Instagram Live. He openly criticized Haney and used strong words, making it clear there is real tension between the two fighters. From his tone and confidence, it was obvious this rivalry is becoming very personal and serious.
Come out swinging, come out wild like he does, but you know, I'm gonna break him down. I'm gonna crush him. I'm gonna step on him. No matter.
In his first fight of the year, Keyshawn Davis made a big statement. He scored an impressive late-round stoppage against experienced contender Jermaine Ortiz at Madison Square Garden in New York City, showing growth, power, and control on a major stage.
I was around Shakur as an amateur and shit, so Shakur introduced me to Floyd, Devin Haney, all that type of shit. So there's a hell of times around Devin Haney, and we 24 fitness playing basketball, regular shit before niggas became celebrities type shit, or just who we are today. And it just never showed. Nigga never even looked me in my eyes. Nigga never showed me respect. Like nigga never. Shakur always like, yo, this nigga Keyshawn, this, that, third. He be like, for real? That nigga still a kid. Like, he just never gave me my respect.
He sent you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, big nigga, you know goddamn well, now I'm here, nigga. And everything Shakur been saying, nigga, I lived up to it and then some. What you talking about? And he still, like, his father used to, it's crazy because my beginning of my professional career, his father used to be like, oh, shit, the businessman. What's up with you? Like, that me up.
After the fight, Davis explained that he always wanted a matchup against a tough and challenging opponent. He described the fight as exciting and competitive, saying it pushed him to perform at a higher level and helped him prove where he stands in the division.
The guy with steroids, and it changed his whole career. It changed how he talked, it changed everything. So us seeing Devin Haney doing all of this with a person that had 0.1 estrogen, and we all seen that Ryan Garcia was still in there getting tired. It's like, bro, I'm sorry, there's no other word to put this. You're a bitch. Excuse my language. That's how I feel. You're soft. You don't know how to take your L's. You a person that been given everything all your life, a daddy's boy, making sure you've been straight all your life, and now you took your first loss. I feel like you don't even know how to take it. Granted, I wasn't in there fighting Ryan Garcia, but you asked me how I feel. You just took it always as suing and all that extra shit. I feel like, bro, you soft.
Instead of just celebrating the victory, Davis immediately looked ahead. He made it very clear that if he ever steps into the ring with Devin Haney, he believes the fight will end by knockout, showing complete confidence in his ability.
Keyshawn Davis goes out and dominates Ortiz, beats him pillar to post, and knocks him out in the 12th round. 11th round body shot put him down, 12th round body shot took him out. I was really impressed with Keyshawn that night. How about you?
Yeah, no, I was impressed because Ortiz was a handful. And I think that's the best I've seen Ortiz fight. We know that he's a championship spoiler, right? If you're not careful with guys like Ortiz, they can win quiet rounds, and next thing you know, you're in trouble in the later part of the rounds. This fight could have turned out that way, but Keyshawn never allowed Ortiz to play the spoiler, and he closed the show. If Keyshawn wouldn't have got that knockout in the end, then I probably would have picked apart that performance a little bit and been like, you know what, man? Keyshawn wasn't at his absolute best. He could have done this. He put it in another gear. It was a big moment, a big stage, but he closed the show, and he never let the spoiler play it.
In recent interviews, Davis has also said he doesn't plan to stay at super lightweight for long. He sees the welterweight division as his next destination, the same division where Devin Haney currently holds the WBO title, making a future clash even more realistic.
This, right? It's kind of, I'm not gonna say it's kind of unfair.
What you mean?
It's unfair for these fighters to the point where that's really my brother, and we could really help each other and prepare for these fights. So when he going out there,
Keyshawn Davis continues to send a strong message to the boxing world. He says he's ready to fight anyone and is focused on reaching the very top, not taking easy fights or slow paths.
Nothing for me, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? I gotta see everybody above me. You know what I mean? If you're not above me, I ain't worrying about you. If you got one of them belts, I'm on that ass. You know what I mean?
Do you like to hear that? Like hearing more guys at 140 or the big name dudes jump into your division?
Yeah, big name. I thought you was about to say just, I don't want it just anybody just moving up to 47. Ain't gonna do nothing but get crowded, but the bigger names ain't doing nothing but making more opportunity. You know, they gonna be, everybody scanning each other. And them coming up, they gonna have to be looking for somebody that's above them. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm ready to get it on.
In your opinion, who wins that fight if it were to occur?
Out of who?
Devin and Keyshawn.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Keyshawn was saying it like, you know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he knew he wasn't even ready. You know what I mean? He was calling Devin out when he was 5-0, knowing he wasn't ready. So that season they play a part. You know what I mean? But they both been in the game about the same time, man. It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight for sure.
Do you think the weight is gonna play a role?
I honestly thought Devin and Shakur would end up fighting first. You know what I mean?
Me too.
I thought they would end up fighting first, but you know.
When asked if he is a big enough name for Devin Haney to want the fight, Davis answered confidently. He said he can sell the fight anywhere in the world and believes his talent, fan support, and recent performances make him a dangerous and exciting opponent.
Good game plan, Jermaine Ortiz, and he's just not that guy. He's come up short now 3 times on the biggest stage possible. No shame losing to Loma, Lopez, and Keyshawn, but when you're getting knocked out in the last round, that's when you start questioning your stance in the top of the game. But that's credit Keyshawn, man. He closed the show and he looked incredible.
I thought Keyshawn was really good. He obviously filled out the weight really well. He is a strong 140-pounder. Body work has become his MO. You go back to the Dennis Baranchik fight, knocked down Baranchik, kind of went the same way. Knocked down Baranchik in the 3rd round with a body shot, knocked him out in the 4th round. This time was the 11th and the 12th round for Jermaine Ortiz. I would disagree with you that I didn't like Ortiz's game plan. I thought he should have moved a lot more.
Davis also claimed that Devin Haney has been heavily promoted by his team, suggesting that the hype around Haney is bigger than what he has actually shown inside the ring so far.
Keyshawn Davis brothers, and Devin the Dream Haney. I believe in the 147-pound division that a Keyshawn Davis versus Devin Haney will be just as interesting, just as lucrative than any of those fights that we mentioned. A potential fight with Rolly Romero, potential fight with Devin Haney and Crocker. I think Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney will be a way better fight than that. Mario Barrios, I think that Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney promo will be way better than Mario Barrios and Devin Haney. And of course, those are unification bouts, but we also in the landscape of boxing in which belts don't matter as much. It don't matter as much. It matters, but it don't matter as much. Keyshawn Davis was already a champion in the 135-pound division, and where he performed very, very well.
Devin Haney responded to Davis's call-out and made it clear he isn't avoiding the challenge. After Davis said he was willing to move up to 147 pounds, Haney replied publicly that Davis is on the list and they can make the fight happen. Haney's response showed the confidence of a champion who has already proven himself. He has also been seen training with elite coaches and respected boxing minds, including Freddie Roach, as he prepares for top-level competition. With both fighters speaking boldly, this matchup is quickly becoming one of boxing's most talked-about potential fights.
that Keyshawn Davis has is really more entertaining than the performance that Shakur Stevenson had. We was talking about Shakur Stevenson and Tank in the 135-pound division, but as Keyshawn kept emerging, he was already a conversation of Shakur, Keyshawn, and Davis, Keyshawn. Of course, we got Andy Cruz. They're going to be facing Muradaya on the 24th, but look like that fight is not gonna happen. The primary fight for Keyshawn Davis now, in my opinion, is Devin the Dream Haney at 147 because that's his plan. The primary fight for a Devin Haney, in all actuality, should be now a Keyshawn Davis. If Keyshawn Davis is willing to fight you and they call in and Devin Haney and Bill Haney, shout out to Bill Haney, he's done a wonderful job as a manager, is saying that they Debo, well, Keyshawn Davis is Craig and Keyshawn Davis is running towards Debo.
After Haney acknowledged him, Davis fired back once again. He repeated that if they ever fight, he would knock Haney out. Davis said in multiple interviews that he believes Haney lacks the power and defense to stop him and that he would finish the fight before the final bell.
He's a seasoned pro in there, so, it's a great fight. I want to see the fight, but I would favor Keyshawn just on the strength that I love how Keyshawn fights. I love his meanness. I love, like I say, his kill mentality. He has great hand speed, like I say, great punch selection, and he's willing to mix it up in there. So I would favor Keyshawn, but it's just a fight that I would love to see.
I mean, knowing that Devin Haney fight could be such a big fight down the line, do you would rather see Keyshawn in a fight at 147 first before tackling Devin Haney? What do you think?
No, just give him what he wants.
Give him what he wants.
All the talking, just give him what he wants. If that's what he said, then just do that. Sometimes we just gotta listen what they say and give them what they want.
However, facing Devin Haney may not be as easy as Davis believes. Gervonta Tank Davis has praised Haney's talent from a young age, calling him special early in his career. At the same time, Tank questioned Haney's lifestyle, suggesting that partying and distractions may have slowed him down. According to Tank, discipline and focus are key to staying at the top, and lifestyle choices can strongly affect a fighter's performance and long-term success.
As a star, like I say, he's a silver medalist. He's a world champion already, been a world champion already. There's no more holding back for him now. Just let him go, let him off the leash,
After the fight, Conor Ben comes into the ring. They talk, have some words, but Shakur Stevenson said, I want to put that same rehydration clause you put on Chris Eubank. Tell me, what did you get out of that moment in the ring?
Well, I heard on the press conference where I think it was his manager said that, that was a clown move, but I think Shakur invited that, I don't even know if I would have said all that about Conor being right then, but I think he really wants that fight. He really wants the money for the fight. He been saying that, but now he came through victorious.
Before his fight with Jermaine Ortiz, Davis spoke about how training alongside Shakur Stevenson helped him improve. He said working with elite fighters like Stevenson and Terrence Crawford sharpened his ring IQ, timing, and defense. Even though Stevenson wasn't part of his Ortiz camp, Davis credited past sparring sessions for raising his level and helping him deal with speed, movement, and tactical adjustments, which played a role in his late-round stoppage win.
Haney took to social media and responded, and he said, Keyshawn, as you can see here, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Right? Now, Keyshawn is now 14 wins, no losses, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. Devin is 34 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. So Devin got more knockouts than Keyshawn actually has fights. Devin is about 5'9", with about 72-inch arm reach. Keyshawn is about 5'8", with a 70-inch arm reach. Keyshawn has more power. Devin Haney has shown that he's a better pure boxer. I think Devin Haney's defense is better than Keyshawn's. Devin Haney's going to control him with his jab, his distance, his range, and his counter-punchability. I think this is going to be the most skilled, talented fighter that Devin Haney has fought outside of Lomachenko, right? Lomachenko is so accomplished, so skilled, so talented. But I just think that Keyshawn is bigger, has more power than Lomachenko, and just as talented and skilled as Lomachenko. I think Keyshawn is more skilled and talented than Regis Prograis and Brian Norman Jr., but they got more power than Keyshawn does.